Friday, the 6th of September, 2024. Good morning, everyone. This morning's devotional is a reading from the book of James, chapter 1, reading verses 22 through to verse 25. But before we do that, just something that I need to share with you. I enjoy reading the book of James because it is a book of action. It is a book of verbs. It is a doing book. And that is what I enjoy. So James chapter 1, reading verses 22 and through to verse 25 reads, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks into a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does." Once again, we have the reiteration, and we've got that mirror coming up again. This week, we've covered a lot of ground with growing, having a look in a mirror to see what is reflected back, and asking someone to point out things that we assume are going well in our lives when it's not. And it's also being consistent. The devotional verses speak quite clearly into this, as it is a tendency that when we hear things, we forget them. In fact, many of us forget something up to 50% of what we have heard within the first 30 minutes. I think I forget up to 95% within the first 5 minutes, truth be told. Hence, the emphasis is on doing, because when we implement what we have heard, it becomes ingrained in our memory. We need to be intentional and consistent in applying the information which is passed on to us. James reminds us that the man who looks, listen to this now, the man who looks intently and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, and therein is the key, doing it. Once you've got all this information in your head, it needs to pass down into your hands, and that needs to happen more than once before we retain that information. Use that mirror. See what areas that you think or assume are doing well, that those areas can be reflected back at you. My dear friends, let us begin being more intentional in our actions and in our words. Let us be consistent in our actions, in our words, that we may grow to the glory of God. May the Lord be with you. May he bless you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.